Hello, I'm Will Forge, and today we will forge. I'm starting way late, so my regular viewers are super busy already. I apologize. This might be one of the ones that everybody ends up watching late. But it's going to be a good one, so it kind of sucks that that's the case, because I have some really good ideas. Okay, so I came up with the ONI building structure. Like, remember how I was like, oh, I kind of wanted to be like the one, you know, big looming, you know, structure, you know, yada yada, and I kind of made it look like a block, and I was thinking the one from ODST, you know. What happened to the panel there? Okay, is it down here and like weirdly rotated? Nope, don't know what happened to it. I deleted one of them and copied this one over to the other side, and I don't know what happened to it. Anyway, well, I'm gonna do that real quick, and then I'm gonna, no, never mind. I'm not gonna worry about it. It's like, it's giving me trouble, so I'm not gonna worry about it. Okay, I can move these. Basically what I was about to say is, I just came up with an idea, and I know exactly how I'm going to do the ONI building, and I think I'm going to move this down here to just be like, yeah, don't need to worry about the script, it's going to be back there. And this stuff needs to move, but it's going to be, I'm going to probably still want to use it later, so I'll just stick it over here. Oh, huh, I forgot to move that up. I think Ripshade must have done that to get it out the way. Okay, now, this is, I have some really good ideas here. Let me go to, I'm set to top chat. I haven't switched back to my normal chat, my normal window, so I can see it for real. But this is going to be cool. And like I said, I already can have a feeling that this is going to be a stream that has like no viewers, but it's going to be such a cool one. It's kind of a shame. Hopefully I'm wrong, but yeah. Okay, I'm trying to find my exact inspiration for where I'm going with this, because it would be weird if I showed you what I'm looking at. It would be so weird if I showed you here what I'm looking at for inspiration. You'll see though. You'll see how this works. I'm also looking at, of course, sword base. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this. I'm looking over here, brutalism, specifically this image, but some other ones as well, like maybe this. Yeah. Whoop, no, didn't mean to minimize that. Meant to move it back to my other screen so I can still see it at least. And we're going to get going. Okay, so we have these two side angles, which is perfect for this kind of thing. So that's what we're going to look at here. Since this wasn't going to be a playable area before, but now we're turning it into a playable area during the big team battle sections, I feel like this you know, walkway needs to have some kind of cover to it and be a little more interesting than just an empty walkway, just a big old opening. So I don't think that Ripshade's going to disagree with that, and I do believe that we can probably just build into it. Oh, you know what would be a good thing to use? This one. I like this one a lot. Whenever I was originally placing it over there, I'd place it down and went, man, I could really just use this. It doesn't need to be, that's not necessarily Forerunner. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put one of these down. And then I ended up using it, but I shrunk it down so small that using it over here won't be a big deal. Now, this is not what we want. We want it this way. And we want it to connect like this and support this structure, right? And then what we're going to do, the reason it's going to do this, it's too wide, it doesn't look right. If we make it a little thinner, whoop, okay, apparently it's shrinking the opposite direction, unfortunately. But if we shrink it down just a tad, and sorry, by the way, Ripshade, for missing your message yesterday, because that was very, it would have been cool to be able to hang out and go through the map and do all that like you were saying, and I wish I had missed it. Oh, my mother is calling my phone, apparently. Okay, here we go. So, okay, now I need to figure out lengthwise what we're doing here. We need this to come out, and actually, if we go really far, I think it'll look really nice, because I kind of want, yeah, that looks good. That angle is, that's a good shape. Texture's totally off, but I don't think we're going to use the pipe, which has that weld on it, because that looks more UNSC. Someone's making food. I can smell it. Let's see. Okay, we want to go, we want UNSC trim pipe. I had actually just left the other one Forerunner metal simple, apparently. Ooh. That looks Oni immediately. Alright, cool. That works. That's exactly what we want. Now this one is apparently Forerunner Metal Simple or something? That's interesting. Let's go with something else though. Let's go with, I actually... Hold on. What I might actually switch all this Oni base to is a banished texture. Let me show you what I mean. There's a banished texture here called... Is it floor pattern? Yeah. It's got these nice, cool triangular shapes, and it feels very Oni. It's currently textured like that. Let's go 0.3 and force on shininess. Wow, that got real dark. Weirdly dark. 0.2. Maybe go full to 1. Why is it so very dark? Is this the actual bug? Is this an actual bug that the banished objects have? I was talking about this the other day about the other banished objects I have and how they're like really banished textures become this really dark, sort of like almost maroon. And I was like, yeah, I don't know what's up with that, but you know, it's a thing. Are they turning this dark because of... I think they're turning this dark because of something wrong with their shading, their lighting, or whatever. But yeah, okay. Okay. So, here we go. I know, whenever I start this late, like it's already 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I usually start at 11 and go to 1, so I seriously doubt that anyone knows I'm on. Let me go to the Discord and actually at everyone to say, just like announcement and say, at everyone, just wanted to say I started streaming just now when I usually end, so you guys will know I'm on at all. And I'm gonna message Ripshade directly just in case, because I know he's sometimes missed them whenever this is the case, and he was like, oh man, I missed it, so I'm gonna let him know. Okay, but, because he may want to see this, but anyway. Okay, so now we need to get, here, we're gonna do something similar to what we did over there. We're gonna copy again. I think that's too far, but we're gonna do it again anyway. Yeah, there we go. That's good. Okay, now we're going to decide which of these we're gonna keep in a patterned deletion. Keep those two. Okay, we're gonna delete 3 on each side like this, and just do that. Which means I could have just snapped there, but that doesn't, you know, it's not a pattern involving the width of the objects. This wall panel needs to be changed, obviously, because it's no longer matching up. Or it needs to be shrunk in so that it does match up texture-wise there. And then this will end up being shrunken in and dragged over to touch there, and we'll just sort of make them line up horizontally, and then over here we'll have something else on this side of it. Like maybe a column or something. Why are you on so late? I am on so late because we woke up this morning and my wife and I ended up in a big old conversation about a bunch of stuff involving stuff, and we just, yeah, never ended up, I lost complete track of time, and we just ended up with, yeah, making, complete, like ruining plans until it was like, oh wait, oh shoot, it's super late. Yeah, basically. Literally just a conversation where I lost track of time. And that's it. That's why I'm so late right now. Sorry, everyone. But yeah. I wanted to make sure everybody knew that I was streaming again, because, I was streaming at the moment because I knew I was way later than I normally am. But let's see. Okay, I came up with a really good idea for the, Oni building. So, like its appearance. And, here, I'll show you my inspiration again, and it'll be really weird looking. I just showed it off a minute ago. Okay, we're gonna have to bring it out a bit. Probably, let's see, where are those snapping points? I'm gonna show you my inspiration because it's super weird. Okay, yeah, that looks good. I like that. And then we'll do another one over here, and then I'll show you the inspiration once I get these 3 in position. Let's see, where is that actually snapping? It's snapping to here. Come on, go where I want to be. Oh, you know what? I'm on object movement. That's why it's all wonky. Where is my piece? Oh, down here? That was weird. Why is the manipulation thing all the way over there? I only have one object selected. Okay, that's weird. Whatever. Hopefully it's not bugging out and broken. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna go to... Oh, I am on world movement, not on object. That's weird. Maybe I'm wrong. Well, anyway, okay, so we've got that going for us. Let's do this for now. And actually, that's gonna mirror... That slope is gonna mirror this slope, which is gonna be cool. But anyway, let me show you the inspiration of what I'm working on so you can envision it, Aaron. Here's the obvious part that I'm doing right now is I was inspired by these. I was gonna pick out... I wanted to get wider as it went up. So that's what that inspiration is. That's simple. That's not a big deal. This one is the weird one. So this is what part of my inspiration for where we're going with this right now. It's giant. I mean, is the looming leaning forward of a microscope. We'll see that in a bit. I pulled up this mainly so I could see the paneling they do for their armor for the outside of the buildings, because I love that armoring effect, it's basically a castle. But yeah, didn't see any of it because my stream paused. Oh no! Okay, well here we go. This is what it was. Can you see the stream at all? Are you saying it bugged out, paused, or is it okay? Basically, oh my gosh, why are people calling me? Call my mom, call my wife. That was actually my mother-in-law. Last time it was my mom, and then now it's my mother-in-law. So this is the inspiration for just the supports I'm building right now. I like the idea of I wanted to get wider as it went up, and I went and found something that loomed out forward, and this is where I got those ideas. And then this is the other inspiration, is, you know, scientific grade and medical grade microscopes. And we're going to get to that in a bit, well, how that makes any sense at all for a building, in a little bit. We can't see. You still can't see? Oh. Okay, I see what's happening. The display capture was turned off from the normal method. It was using the method where it was just straight streaming the game instead of streaming the screen. I'm so sorry, now you can see. Okay, so... this looming, sorry, again, this looming, oh man, I showed it off earlier in the stream too, and that wasn't set up right, so whenever people play this back, they're going to see the exact same problem. Sorry, everybody. So this is the looming effect, these are the supports this is a building I've actually saved off in a Pinterest board before. It's saying I can save it, but I've already saved it in a Pinterest board before for something else, a different project, because I just love this building's support system. And now we're gonna, and that's what I'm doing, just so I can widen the building as it goes up. And then these medical grade and scientific grade microscopes are the inspiration for the buildings, like part of the big sort of breakthrough idea that I had. And it's not going to look like this at the same time, it will look like this, and so it's kind of going to be, it doesn't make any sense. I promise it doesn't make any, like, I can tell looking at them that it doesn't make any sense unless you are in my head, I guess. But if you can get with what I'm doing here, then you'll understand where I'm going with it. But it has to do with looming effects. And then I've got sword brace here just so I can look at the way they do their paneling and their layering of their armored sections, because this is a space, it's on an asteroid. Other asteroids could hit it at any moment, much less could be attacked by enemy ships, so you want this to be a little armored, so I am going to put some armor plating like sword base. I love these struts. We're probably going to pull from that, and this is already inspired from Star Wars and Deep Space Nine. They took Deep Space Nine's concept, and then they took, you know the planet name because you made it. Aaron, what is the name of the planet that Darth Vader loses his limbs on? Is it? It's not Mustafar, is it? Mustafar, I think, is the... Is it Mustafar? Is it the lava planet? Oh, okay, it is Mustafar. It is Mustafar, cool, and you said too. These things, they totally... Whoever made that thing, whoever made this concept art, there were these giant heat sinks or whatever they are on Mustafar, and then some of them have these, like, sort of things coming off the sides of them. in the movie. These are from the game, it looks like. But I remember in the movie that some of them didn't just have the big, chunky, like, piece here. They also had, like, these side pieces that looked just like these panels. So they totally just stole Mustafar and Deep Space Nine and merged them together for this one. But this one also looked really cool. It looks very UNSC if UNSC tried to build, like, micro halos in some kind of degree, like, way in the future by reverse engineering, you know, Forerunner technology. I might put a ring into this off on the side outside the map as part of the this sort of skybox, but I'm definitely going to put these kinds of things coming off the base, going off in the distance with like heat sinks and stuff like that. 10 achievements away from 1000 G. Nice in the Star Wars game, because that's amazing. So these are all my inspirations that I'm drawing from right now. But this one is the one that it hit me and I went, okay, I've got to do that. So let me go ahead and try to block it out really quick. So I'm not sure if I want to go curved. Do I want to go curved looming or straight looming? I'm going with those sort of straight columns on the sides, like this. But there are some curved buildings up here, but that's still just a straight edge, you know, 90-degree turn there. But, so I could do a straight edge there and then curved on the outside. But anyway, is that for your Star Wars, by the way? Like I was asking a second ago, but yeah. Straight, because Halo is, yeah, hard to do curves on. I agree. Now, if I did... This is the curve I was thinking, though, by the way. Not fully curved. This is the curve I'm talking about here, is this inner curve of the way the building would loom forward. So that inner curve could be doable, still, technically. So yes, like Star Wars, gotcha. It's your Star Wars thing. This curve could be doable because it's a really simple, I just stretch out my curved piece, and then everything else around it can be squared off. Like the backside can be square, and this inner curve is what I'm mainly talking about. So I think this is doable in current Forge, really easy. I'm just wondering, maybe I should just try them and take a look at what they look like to see if it looks too soft with a curve, then we won't do a curve. But let's see, structures, not structures, it's primitives. Let's try it and just see. Rings, UNSC, it might be 8th. That might be the curve I'm going for, actually. Let's do a UNSC curve so we have some paneling on it first, and then it's gonna stretch. That might be half. I might need half. Gosh, the snap points on these are so weird. Like, look how much they get, look how off they get whenever you stretch them like that. But, so, okay, we're gonna turn off snapping, because it's not snapping to anything of value. Yeah, that's not getting long enough, fast enough, so I think that it would be a half. I think? No, not a half, a quarter. And then what we would do is scale the whole thing up. And that's too soft because it's a nice curve. I think what we want to do is a nice, nasty curve. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if we just do... If we do a curve that looms... Okay, that's not the way we want to do it. We want to do it... Let's see. I think we actually want to do both. We want a 90-degree, or like a 15-degree at the base, and then we want to curve out, and then we want to get really long. It's not stretching the inner part of that curve far enough, and instead stretching the outside a lot. Yeah, I don't think curve is possible here. I think your instinct of it's going to be too hard is probably right, because this is just not working. Okay, we'll do straight. Yes. We'll go with the straight, unless there's another curve you think would work for this, because it's like I said, it should be a subtle curve, but it's not wanting to be. Maybe this one will stretch differently. Let's see, turn that off so we can make it bigger. I don't think they stretch that much different, but we'll just see. It's still pretty bad. Okay, so basically, that doesn't really do it for me. Okay, yeah, we'll do big and we'll do angled. Let's see. So I'll just do blocks for now. In fact, I might just copy this one to create the angle that I'm going for, and then we will actually. This is a rough block out. God, I wish the snapping didn't break at such high scales. I hate that. Okay, we'll use something else that won't break. That one is, I believe, a floor piece, and that might be why it's breaking. Let's go with a wall piece and see if that will snap properly. Because a proper... Ooh, an angle... A tilt downward in the middle. Yeah, I'm liking this. Okay, hold on. This is what we want. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a middle snap, so it's going to be annoying to have to line it up. So we will just go to there and just eyeball that for now. Object rotation. Oh, object rotation is weird. We'll go with world rotation. Okay. So there, and then snap up here, and then there, right? And then we have... I want something that comes up here and then sort of indicates downward at a bit of an angle like this, down toward, like something observing the machinery, you know, like staring, like looming and staring down at the Forerunner artifact, which means once you're in the middle, it's gonna feel like it's staring at you, you know, like in cold storage. Cold storage. Oh, I need to put in Halo. Halo 3, I believe it is. Let's just... Oh yeah, cold storage. Halo 3 multiplayer map. Cold storage, they have that really cool, you know, monitor that's staring down at you. I'm not going to necessarily animate what's up there because it's not a Forerunner. It doesn't feel alive. It's going to feel like a looming mechanical ONI, like, yeah, you don't want to mess with that thing. You know what I mean? Kind of situation. So we're going to come up with something that feels like a microscope, like you're under a microscope here. So the idea is not to just literally slap a cylinder there, although I do like the idea of whatever we do find that feels like something staring at you, we put 3 of them in a similar manner to a microscope, as if they wanted to be able to shift what they're looking at in a way that maybe they're looking at radiation that's coming off the device, maybe they're looking at something else, but the point is that maybe one of these detects radiation, one of them maybe detects gravitational forces, something like that. But we're going with some, the idea is not something overly mechanical looking, but more like an ONI, like ominous, you know, it's staring at you situation, like an Illuminati eye kind of thing, but not the ONI emblem, because that's literally the new Illuminati eye. This also will give us a new place to put the ONI emblem. We could put it there, we could put it up there, or we could still keep it there, but the point is that we can put it in a new place or in multiple locations. And since that progress that we did with the ONI eye, if the ONI emblem got like messed up and like deleted from the save bug, we will have avoided it, so that's good. Let's see, so if we go to accents, I want to try out antennas really quick, because antennas can just immediately look like really cool things that are staring at you. They're the most eye-like thing that's in the game, I would say. And if we had one of them literally being an antenna would be simple, but I was thinking more like using it in reverse. So if we used this antenna for its shape here, instead of, because that looks weak and flimsy, it's all skinny, thin lines. By the way, it looks like chandeliers. If you ever want to make a really cool, like, chandelier, you can just set one of these to, you know, this is a random thought, but I realize, but basically, which is this one? This one changes the color of all of the, yeah, so you could literally just set those to something like emissive, and the whole column in the middle will light up, and the streaks on the sides will light up, and you've got yourself a cool looking chandelier. But anyway, this column is really cool, and we could scale it up and then put something at the end. Ooh, that's way too big. Scale it up way more than I needed to. And then we don't want it the exact same angle, we want it like looming straight down at the center. That is not aimed correctly. We want it to be 5 more degrees off. Yeah, there we go. So that is a great start. I think I want to, oh, no. Object, I want to go to 45 degrees and rotate it this way, because I want to hide those parts and then just have the support frame there. And this could theoretically be the one that's currently pointing down at the thing. And then we could, just as an example, we would have world rotation. Just as an example of what it would look like. It could theoretically have more sticking off to the sides that are not at those angles. That's terrible, but, you know, something like that. I think it's a 30-degree rotation and not a 45, but yeah. But now I just went 30 degrees back, so I'm actually 15 degrees, so I need to go back and go to 15, boom, and now I'm at 30. And then this one, 30, and then that would be more of the angle of the three things that would rotate into position. But the point is that something, not literally like this because it's getting a little too microscopy, but something to that effect, where only one of them is a cylinder-looking thing that looks like a telescope, that looks like an eye, and the other ones, we can literally grab something like this to make our eye at the end of it. I don't know how this is aimed. This is lined up so perfectly with the thing, but then we gotta go to 5 degrees, and then it's perfect, and then we can shrink it. If, for example, this is what was looming, and this is the base of it, but like we maybe added something to this. Oop. That's just an initial drop there, and it kind of looks like an eye already. A light coming off of it would also indicate some good stuff, but making it super dark would help. So would help make it look ominous. So I think that it's hard to say if we should add a light to it or not, like a spotlight. It might be a little much for the dark ambiance of the map, but who knows. Okay, let's see if that looks a little bit better because it's less conical. Yeah, I like that a lot more. You could kind of see the way it was conical whenever you moved, so I think that looks a lot better. Something like that, looking down at us. Obviously, like I said, those will be shifted, changed. In fact, you know what might be good that I hadn't thought of before? How does this look as a cylinder? It's like an ovular shape to start with. I know it looks good whenever you flatten it. Like whenever you go like this, it can look pretty good for stuff. Not literally that. But like if you, like we did on the other map, I used it for its stands, for its like legs, and its central platform, where you can like do this, and you've got good columns with like these cool cross braces, and then the central circle. But what I'm wondering is if this thing would look good potentially as the pivot point with some supports around it. Not obviously like this, we're still working on it, but yeah. Okay. Looks potentially interesting. I would put stuff on these columns to actually make them have a purpose, or put something else there. But anyway, I'm just spitballing with that one. But with this thing, I think that if I did do it skinny like this, I'd have to add something to it to make it look good. Like, and what I'm talking about for this would be if it was one of these cylindrical pieces that'd be coming off. It doesn't have to be cylindrical though, so that's what I was saying originally, was that it doesn't need to be exactly all look the same. It could be a radar sphere, as it's like literally a sphere with maybe something added to it. Let's see. And then we need it to twist, yeah, to the right angle. Not just be the right angle, but twist up there. And go to, let's see, object needs to be tilted down there, and bring it in. You know, whenever it's coming off the edge like that, it just looks like a giant breast. I don't know if that one's gonna work like that. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna make it look very ominous and ONI. Let's see. Let's find a different method. Okay. Some crazy radar dish looking thing would be good. I do like this radar dish, and I've actually gone to this before and thought, what if we found a way to incorporate it into a machine so that it looks like it's coming off. I almost put it there, but then the wheels are too visible. But all the way up here, it's not too visible, you know what I mean? Let's see. So 45 down, 30 up, 30 over. And that should be the actual angle, I would assume. And then we can actually use this other machine as part of the base that the rest of this is clipping into. Who knows? We'll figure that out. But I need to see what this looks like with those two pieces prodding their way out like that before I make any decisions there. Like I might need to eat those up like this, or I might need to put something there that incorporates them in if I'm going to use this. Or I might need to flip this over entirely and hide those things inside of the upper part, you know? Something like that? Who knows? Anyway, we'll figure it out. I'm just throwing things around right now. I think this needs to be flipped over because the satellites are pointing up, and I want them to point down at the structure. So, object rotation, flip it over, and bring it down, which means we can bring it actually probably 15 degrees down like this to make the actual correct angle. And we could scale it up to make it to where I can hide it better with it being still being the correct angle, this correct length. And maybe keep some of that crossbeam. Like that. I don't know about this 3 thing. I don't know about the 3 thing. We might just cut the 3 thing and go straight to just one giant sort of telescoping lens feeling thing. Something that looks like it's staring at you. Something like one really big one. Actually, if I did this and I clipped it through... Oh, sure. If I clip it through like this, then I could actually use the top of it as some more decoration up above. If I make it make sense, and it won't look like it's just the same thing twice. So that might be kind of cool. And it's antennas, so it might be cool to have antennas sticking up out of into the sky like that, which would make this thing not work anymore. And this thing need to get bigger. So, let's make that bigger. Let's put it up here. Ooh, too big. Let's make it like half that big. And turn on snapping. Let's see what snapping points there are. Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, so what that would be is this big ol' looming building. It's not centered. Let's set both... Oh, let's see. Where is it? The location needs to be set to like 1. Where is it? 1... I think this has a central rotation point. Yeah, it's a centrally located rotation point, and our map is off by 1, so that's perfect. Okay, boom, and then you've got this big old like looming eye staring down. That's all we really need. We don't need to have the other 2 lenses to make it like that to get the microscope effect, because the main thing that I was talking about is come up, loom over like that. But then to balance that, to make it feel like the structure is in balance, we're going to have our giant. Let's see, what's a good. Okay, if this is our... I'm losing my voice for some reason. Okay, if we... Okay, that was our microscope inspiration. If we're doing this kind of thing, I wanted it to look like this, literally like scaffolding, like supports with a central sort of... Literally, I saw that, and that was the part that I liked. I mean, this too... But the main thing I liked was the fact that it was scaffolding around the outside, like it was supposed to be strong from the scaffolding, but then in the middle, it's like an impenetrable, like armored, plated, like hallway, so that we can get our effect there. So I like that as a sort of inspiration there. So we need to get, I mean, a simple way of getting that tube would be to use the pipes, but we don't necessarily want it to be perfectly round. I kind of want it to be taller than it is wide. And I don't think it wants to be an oval, so I don't think we want to use pipes. We want to find something that, like this, has chipped corners, as you can see. Like it's a square with like cut corners with beveled edges. So actually, we might use this twice on this structure. We might use this for 2 things. Let's see. Get 5 degrees so we can get it flat. Yeah, I'll just reset the rotation and go 45 degrees. Whoop. But this time we might angle it downward. But anyway, it's going to be huge back here, so you're not going to recognize it, and we're going to hide everything at the end. Where are any snapping points literally at all on this thing? No snapping points. What is this? Oh, that's that light chandelier I placed. The other one that looked like a chandelier. Anyway, yeah, antennas just look like chandeliers to me sometimes. Okay, so we want it to look very long. See how elongated that's looking? I don't think that's what we want. So in the end, we want to get rid of that. We want to hide it inside of a larger structure. Some of it we can keep, but we want it to be, yeah, pretty long. And then we want it to be taller than it is wide, was what I was saying. Maybe not even that wide. And we want it to be inside the structure so that you can't see that giant base unless unless the base will look good in a certain angle. It's almost thin enough. Yo, hey, how's it going? Both of you made it. You both made it. Good job. How's it going? Ripshade, I got a massive boost of inspiration here for the ONI building, and I'm going wild with it. Okay, we're gonna go 15 degrees that way, because that was too far with the 45 degrees. I'm going absolutely wild with this, and you're gonna see this from here. That's one of the reasons why I wanted it to be there. And it might be too big now that I'm seeing it in person. I think I need to go... it's long enough, but it's too wide, I think. I think we want to go even thinner, because we want framed work to be around that. My music just cut off right as everyone joined in. Let's see, let's get that music going again. Boom, okay. So, we've got this going. Cool, that actually does look pretty cool, how that base is connecting in there. It's going out really nice and far. Let's see. That is very cool, right? So here's the inspiration. Let me get it. Let me pull it up so you can see. I pulled this up like 4 times now, but one of them or twice the screen was not working. Okay, I had this idea for some support for the building to get wider, and I have always loved this building support system. I've seen it multiple times. I have it saved off, and I always pull it up. This is the main inspiration that hit me. I suddenly thought, what about a microscope? What about a gigantic scientific equipment? A microscope as the inspiration, and boom, this hit. Maybe this is why I couldn't get it. I had it angled more like this with the other two, but if it's angled back toward the building, that might actually be cool. So maybe we'll try again with the idea of trying 3 different pieces of equipment that rotate in position. But for now, we'll just leave it as no. But like, okay. It doesn't make any sense to make it a giant microscope, and it would look terrible if I literally made it one-to-one look like a giant microscope. But the idea was the way that microscopes loom over you. Like, if you were right there looking up at this microscope, it would be terrifying. And it would be very, brutalist, to have this thing. And then the other inspiration was, I literally saw this whenever I think I Googled, where is it? This one? Yeah, I Googled, armored space station and I scrolled down and saw this and immediately thought, yes, that's what I want right there. That's the kind of thing. We pulled up Mustafar to show how it's really just the Mustafar cooling thing. I'm pretty sure this is more recent than that Star Wars movie. I think they just pulled up they took the Deep Space Nine idea and then they turned it into a Mustafar cooling system. And then this was really cool too, and I might incorporate some stuff from that. But anyway, this is very dope. Exactly, right? That's why I named the episode the space station. This video, the ONI building. The ONI building's gonna be dope. Whoops! I didn't mean to move that without this. Whoops. Okay. Oh wait, it's not snapped to anything. What is it snapping to? I thought I had snapped it to something. Oh, that's weird. Oh, it's at the end of the antenna. Oh, that's weird. But anyway. Also, it seems to be rotated wrong. I think I didn't rotate this one by 5 degrees. Oh no, it's just weird. Okay, well. That works there. Okay, anyway. And then we'll move this down a little bit to make it come out a little more. But, yeah. So the idea is absolutely insanely beautiful. Thanks. Yeah, the idea is this is some kind of a device observing the slip space portal. Maybe part of this thing that is controlling it and stuff. That's like tapping into it and stuff. And also we'll be like, oh, this ONI building is looming like we originally wanted it to. It was already looming before, but then I ended up making the UNSC building one more floor taller with this giant glass dome thing. And it's not just one floor, it's a very big room. And it's kind of looming in its own right, I mean, down here, it's very looming, right? But not really. It's more like a puffed chest, It's more like you know, a soldier puffing out his chest and standing at attention, the way it just goes straight up and sort of has that position, and the glass is looking straight out. But that one's looking at me, and it's a little bit scary. And then I pulled up cold storage earlier because I was saying that it's kind of like this thing looming on you and staring at you, but we're not going to animate it because ONI wouldn't feel organic like that, you know what I mean? They'd feel more like, they'd be like they're staring at you, you know what I mean? Anyway, so this thing is going to need something really big out here to look cool. Something like, let's see, you know what? There's some Forerunner things. We can make it look like a UNSC building, but they are perfect. Actually, this one would be great. That one would be good as a part of it. But let's see. I think we're about to have a really nice Halo 3 song. Or something. Okay, I forgot. I put it on random, so I did not predict that. It just started and interrupted what I was going to say. What was going to come next was actually a calm ODST soundtrack. This one is what I was thinking. So, whoops. Okay, reset rotation. I was set to 1 degree. Here we go. Like if we do... Oh, it's also 15 degrees off. There we go. And then if we do something like this, we could scale this up and have this enormous style structure out here. I feel like Onis would not be vertical, personally. I feel like Onis would be like sword base. Everything's a little bit angular, you know? Like that. That's a little bit too big, maybe. But now, if someone does fly out here and see these like support pieces, we can actually turn them into part of the building. Like they're part of the support structure. That's too far. I think it was good like that, where it was like struts, you know, going into it. And then we got to get our exact center. But the point is, so once we get one of these, I can place it over on the other side. And then that's going to be... I don't really hate this either. I was going to put something like large solar panels, is what I was thinking, or rather heat sinks, because in deep space, the heat of your generator, there's no air around you to absorb the heat out of your generator, so it just stays there, and then it generates more heat, and it just keeps getting hotter and hotter and hotter. But space, you know, radiation, light comes out of you, and so your heat actually radiates as ultraviolet light out of your spaceship at a continuous rate, right? So, but in space, you can't just, you know, because you can't just like transfer it into the air. It transfers a lot slower. It transfers at the rate at which your metal of your space station is glowing red hot. And since your metal is not glowing red hot, there's not a massive amount of heat pouring out of it yet, and you don't want it to be that hot because it'll cook you and kill you. So you use liquid to transfer it out across these kinds of beams out to massive heat sinks that just suck the heat out of that liquid into these massive metal panels and let those get red hot and just radiate heat out. So you have these massive glowing, literally nearly melting metal panels that are just pumping this heat out into space. So we're gonna have some glowing bits out here that are gonna be really cool and hopefully look like molten, like really superheated metal. Maybe make that observer thing have a round light on it. I was thinking a light earlier too. I was wondering if we should do like a spotlight or if it would be too much. And I think that's a great idea. It might be cool to have 2 lights coming from the sides pointing down at it, and then make this look like an ominous, like dark eye looking at you. Or it might be cool to have a single light in the middle, like a spotlight coming out. It might feel kind of Forerunner-y, and a little more like this one if we put the spotlight in the middle. It kind of feels like a Forerunner thing to glow light and then have that light have some kind of magical mechanical effect to it that shouldn't really be there, you know what I mean? Like, a lens is usually dark because it has to take in light, but for some reason with Forerunner stuff, because they have the hard light and stuff like that, they shoot rays of light to scan you, and it's visible instead of being like radar where it's invisible light. So it's all really interesting, you know, different stuff. So maybe coming straight out of it for coolness to be like a spotlight on you, but maybe I should put spotlights to the sides on you and then have this just like a dark eye, you know what I mean? It's what do you think as a variation of that? So basically this out here would be a gigantic AC. essentially. A gigantic air conditioner pulling heat. And the hotter it is out here, the more we make it glow red hot, like it's melting metal, the better it'll be. Maybe they are using a Forerunner device to activate or to be able to scan that device. Yeah, that would make sense, like some kind of a Forerunner reverse engineered technology. That would make a lot of sense. And so, oh, by the way, this was the inspiration for the supports, is I didn't think this messed up the block out because no one can get up there unless they use grapple shot or something like that. And we can actually put a small soft kill zone inside those little supports if you feel like that's a little annoying there and too uneven. But basically you'd come around this corner and the ONI building would be looming over you immediately. And you'd come around here and it would be looming over you here. And then up from these supports would be like another, like this. Which would just be like, you know, more structure here that would feed into this thing. I'm thinking an angle, not like this. I'm feeling a whatever degree angle this is. This may not be that angle there, but I'm just getting the angle of the building. Will this snap there? Yeah, it will. Cool. What do you think about this as the structure there comes out and then it goes back up? And then we have some armor plating there, so that if like an asteroid or something like that hit the building, it'll be protected, and also like it'll look like Oni's sword base. Maybe they're using it. Oh yeah, that was the same thing. So, yeah, did it right before. And then we can go a little higher up, and then feed it into this angle. It will block view of. Okay, let's see. If we're over here, and we look out that way, we can't see that Mustafarian cooling system anyway, but if we look straight out here, you can start to see that in the background, which is, I think, kind of cool the way that is. The amount of looming it is very little, but we're also going to have these giant, like I said, giant glowing supports. Ooh, I know exactly what I'm looking for. I just got hit by this inspiration. Now my brain is moving at like 1,000 miles an hour, so sorry if I seem like I'm jumping around really fast. Okay, let's see. These are cool, but I know exactly the one I want. This one is really cool for like looking like a giant, like the support system for the cooling system. Like this would be really cool. Let's see if there's a snapping point. Might even have to go larger, but taller as well, so it won't look as weirdly stretched. And that would be cool. And then in the middle of that, we have our glowing bit, and the glowing bit would look like. Oh, this is also going to be a good one out here, so we'll put that one aside and use it, because it looks like it's hollow. It's more like support framework, you know what I mean? Okay, so, oh, let's see. Are you going to make those supports attached to that cooling thing look more defined, like larger, I guess, with other pieces? I kind of am, yes. What I was going to do, let's see. Well, one thing I'm going to do here was, I want to do what that image was. Where they have, actually I just went right past it as far as pieces go, but like basically I want to do like a framework around this tunnel, like it's sort of there to be like the tunnel is to walk through, but the actual physical structure is supported by a large like network of catwalks. Where is it? Actually, this one wouldn't be bad. It kind of looks like windows. And so on the sides I might use this, and on the top I might use something else, but if we put this around that, right? What do you think? It kind of looks like windows. Honestly, you could use this on the side. If you're making a spaceship, you could easily use this on the side of the spaceship as like the windows for like pedestrians to like look out. But we are using it on a space station. Whoop, I went way too far. But like if we did this as part of the support on the sides, and then we could change the colors, like if this is more of like a black, then you'd see the gray inside really easily, or if it was the other way around. But let's just do the black real quick and see what that looks like. I think that's the wrong swatch to grab. Unicy trim, I think it's this one, the aluminum. Let's see. There we go. And then you'd see this sort of, let's drop into the map to look up at it. You'd see through it. I think it needs to be taller. And then a little lower, and you'd see like this sort of like cross network kind of thing. Let's see. Yeah, now I'm all for that. Let's see. Yeah, and then I was thinking like a little thicker because that doesn't look realistic the way it was, and we could do something on top like a let's see, where are the other supports I was actually looking for? Because I was looking for this one, and I was going to layer these, but I kind of like that one to be more of an ONI look. Like, this would be like if UNSC were to make a, you know, I feel like if the UNSC was going to make a station, they would totally use this, right? And they would be all like, you know, very bare bones mechanical about it. But ONI would probably use giant flat paneled look like this, where it's like, yes, it has this, but it's inside there. It's inside that strut, and it's protected by metal panels. So yeah, I actually don't think that that's a good idea. I think the one we randomly found by accident is a better one. But I was also going to look for, and I was going to go back up to it because I went past it, and then I went back, and I was going to go back up. This is a perfect piece for our giant, red-hot, you know, glowing, nearly melting pieces. Is this at the correct angle? I feel like it's off, but I'm not sure. Is it off? Oh, I'm at 15 degrees. No, so that could be the right angle. Oh, okay. That's what I'm feeling like. It should be more like this. Okay, so, ooh, I just went down and not sideways. Okay, so massive cooling fins. Okay, and you set them to glowing red hot. Let's see. We'll go with Forerunner emissive because it's not as bright as the standard emissive, but it's still extremely bright and might be too bright. But we're going to go with a dark red, so it will not be as bright in the end. No, that's too red. We need to go with like a dark orange, maybe even like the gold color or something. We need to look like glowing metal. What do you guys think? What's a good color for glowing metal? Maybe I should Google a good image of glowing metal to go off of. That's pink. That's not bad. That's not bad there. Okay, anyway, whenever it's surrounded in framework, it's going to be a lot more realistic. So what we're going to do is have some glowing metal, some stuff that's not glowing. So you can kind of tell what's going on there. I don't know if this is actually looking exactly how I would like it, but we would go with something like this. Okay, let's see. Let's look up some glowing hot, let's see, glowing hot radiator. Let's see what that looks like so we can get some good. Okay, so this is literally pulling up images of radiators. I could do something like that actually. If I get something that's got a repeating fin like that, maybe that's the way to go. If we could somehow make it look like it's a thermal image, like you're almost looking at it in thermal vision, you know? Yeah, now oh yeah. Then that would be kind of cool. Maybe a repeating pattern like this, and maybe glowing hot is too realistic, and people would not understand why it's glowing. They'd be like, why are those lights out there? Because not everyone knows hard sci-fi. So, yeah, maybe we'll just try and find a radiator. Let's see that. Let's do that. Let's find... I know a good piece that has good radiator built into it, so we're just going to duplicate it and see how this looks. Whoops, didn't mean to duplicate both of those, but I can just delete that one. And see what it looks like when it's really, really wide. Let's see. Here we go. Like that, and widen it out a whole bunch to make it line up. The funny thing is I've used this like 4 times for this building. Or 3. This will be the 3rd time, actually. And then we can just do that. What if we flip it over so that the supported side looks like the side that's at the top? And we will put it... Does it widen out both directions? I think so. Ah, what if we put something glowing on the inside of the radiator fins? That would definitely work, I think. And that would just be a block that's glowing. Let's see if this is... okay. Okay, we need to be thicker. A little bit thicker to make those fins really pop for how thick they are. And then this, let's imagine a glowing red heat on the inside of that, right? And then we can put some kind of, well, you know, I was thinking we could put some kind of light effect on it that'll make it like warble, you know, like the candlelight effect. But we're gonna have to make sure the light doesn't. We'd have to change the distance so that doesn't turn off. Like the light is gonna have a distance before where it actually like stops working. So let's go find a light and do that and see how far away we can get to not fade away. Let's see, general. Nope, not general. It's oh, not effects. I went to effects. Lights. Generic light object. Light. Pointed at the object. And oop, not that way. Rotation by world. There we go. And then we can turn it on and do a big old, just like we do with the lava on that other map that we were working on, Aaron. Spotlight. Let's do some dark red, I think. Dark red light might be the best because this is a bright orange. So if we darken it up with some dark red, maybe even darker than that if there is one. There is one. There we go. Deep red light. Brightness at like 50 if it'll go that high. I think so. 180 I think is the max. 170 is. And then we'll go, I think this is probably just a 100-degree angle. If I had to guess, source size we'll set to 20 just in case, and because this is really big. Turn on shadows. Shadow start distance doesn't really matter, but we'll bring it down to 0.1 anyway. And we will do a, where is it? Gobo. And candle. Where's the candle? Light. Wait, I thought, wait, it would be at the top. Let's see. What am I doing? Oh, is it just caustics? I think it's just called caustic. And it flickers with candle. The animation type is candle. That's what it is. Candle light. There we go. So, is this even affecting it? I think it's too far away. I think we've set it. I set the light range to 100. And I think we gotta go way higher than that. So let's go to light range. We'll go to 500. There we go. With some nice glowing red. Is it nice enough? I think so. I think it's pretty good. Let's try and get a better angle on it and look at it from the map. Let's see. Let's try it out like this. We might need to find a different glowing orange or red for the for this. If we can deepen it in some way, that would be great. I would love a dark red. This is pretty freaking dark, and it's not coming out very dark, so that's just pink. Let's see if there's just another one. Actually, maybe just white-ish yellow would be the best bet, because I think people would, yeah, I think people would accept that color more. And obviously, we're gonna put something else there, not this fin, because the fin is now no longer the right shape. Let's see. But you know what else? I wonder if we could get the effects of the fin. We could. We could definitely get the effects of the fin. Whoop. No. Object. Rotation. Rotation point. How do I change that again? Here we go. And just bring the whole thing up at an angle, and we can repeat it and have another one up there, another one down there. Or repeat it out the back and have them sort of like, you know, tilted. Because we actually, in reality, you would not want this radiating back toward your base. But we're going to do that anyway, because that's the visual. Realistically, you'd want this tilted. I might have to tilt it up more, and that actually would work just fine. Then you actually, that would reduce the amount of glow. Let's do that. Let's tilt it like 45 degrees, like this, right? And then have that coming off like this. And then whenever we copy that, it's going to be... It's going to look more like it's radiating because it's pointing up toward where the sun would be if there was a sun. But we're in deep space, obviously. And there'd be another panel back here that would also want to be radiating, probably past it, like this, at an angle. And then we're going to need to put, let's see, maybe make the bars on that thing red hot. Yeah, that might be cool. Like, really? Oh, we don't need to make this... Yeah, you're right. This doesn't need to glow yet. If it's bright, if this thing is bright and red hot, then even if it's like a deep red or something like that, or an orange, it'd probably be like an orangey red. Like maybe, let's try this one. Maybe oh, shininess. We need shininess. Is this on? There we go. Yeah. There, what? Why did it just do that? The shininess turned off. Anyway. Yeah, this is the way to go. This is how we can make it look like it's on, like it's glowing with radiation. There we go. I accidentally hit the wrong button. Oh, come on now. On. Stay forced on. In fact, go to a thing that's shiny already, so I don't have to worry about you turning off again. Metal brushed. There we go. So if it turns off, it won't matter. But yeah, the scratches are there. Oh yeah. That's looking much better. We gotta put our light back on it, though. It's not pointing at it anymore. And one light might be able to handle both of them. Let's see, there we go. And then we can put a glowing bit. Actually, we might just be able to use this one piece and just glow the inside. Yeah, we might be able to turn this to emissive. Let's try that. Let's try what this looks like emissive. Let's see, Forerunner panel emissive. And ooh, that one doesn't get as bright. Interesting. Let's try the color. Oh, it's because it's on pitch black. That's why. Okay, let's try a glowing red of some kind. That will actually take, please. Let's try a glowing orange. And it might just be that we need to make this shiny and brighter red, or brighter yellow maybe, and that would maybe work just as well, so we may not do the emissive. You're right. Yeah, it's because it's got the frame all the way out there. The emissive is too much. Let's go ahead and do... That was a really good idea. Instead of emissive, we'll just do... Honestly, I could just do Forerunner Metal Simple and that'll be fine. And that's right there. Okay, Forerunner Metal Simple. Shininess on. It's already on, to be honest. And then we change the color to a bright yellow. And we need to turn off the grime out here because the grime is probably too much. It's probably overwhelming everything and it's not of a shiny material. Or we can change it. It's rubber texu. Let's change it to something that's shiny. I think aluminum is a really nice shiny one. Actually, it'd be probably down in UNSC aluminum. Can I just... There we go. UNSC trim aluminum. That is darker. What? Why is that the case? UNSC metal panel? It's still darker. Where is my aluminum heavy? Wait, where's white? Yes, aluminum heavy white. That would work. Maybe. Okay, it's not shiny at the right angle. You know what we need to do? We need this to shine down at it so that it bounces toward the map so that we can see it from the map. So the bounce angle needs to come this way. Let's see. Yeah, it's fading too easily. We might be too far away, and I might need to bring it a lot closer for this. But let's see. Where's the fade distance, which we need to bring up to maximum? Light range? Source? Where is it? Why can't I see fade distance? Why am I being blind? It should be here, right here somewhere, right? Cone. Oh, the cone had the fade distance. Oh, that's why. You know, it might work, actually. It might be pretty cool. Let's try a light rays movement coming off of it. Like radiation. That would be this deep red. It'd be really, really cool. Let's go to 30 and see how if that's visible yet. Okay, hold on. Fade end, 1000. What? Oh, I hit 00 twice instead of, whoop. Okay, well, that'll go to 1000. Wait, what? Okay, what's the maximum? It's 4000? Did they increase that? I thought it went to 1000. Aaron, did they increase the light fade distance? Am I crazy? That means we need to make it less intense. That's still too intense. Still not intense, or like still too intense. Let's go to. Am I crazy? Did they upgrade that? Ooh, that's way too long. Fade distance for what? For the light rays, for the cones. It goes to maximum 4000. I could have sworn it maxed out at 1000. Oh, no, that's right. It says 4000, but it still only goes to 1000. Right, that's what it is. I forgot about that. Let's see, there's a 100. It kind of is inverted. It's not right. I'd have to put a cone coming off of it. And again, it would disappear. Here, literally, right when we get to the buildings, it would disappear. So that's actually, well, let's see. It's 4000, but has a hard limit of 100 units because of the shit engine. Yeah. Okay, so boom. Yeah, hopefully they're gonna change that because that would be amazing. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and change the length to. We don't really need these technically, and if we do have them, what I could just do is I'd put a second one inside of it and have them coming out of it, And I would, yeah, and I'd have to bring all of these in really close by comparison, because currently they're going out, and then they're coming out again. So that's why it's looking like this. In fact, I could theoretically, let's grab this light and do it this way to have them all together. I could theoretically go ahead and go to world, world rotation, go to here and rotate them this way, and have them be like spread wings a little bit, you know what I mean? Where they'd be kind of spread out, and I would actually put this closer. Go back to object, we'll go to, bring it, not that far. I think if we go down 5, and then this way 5, no, not that way 5, just down 5, and then we bring it down to here. This kind of looks cool, I think. And then that would bring it a lot closer, and those light rays wouldn't fade for quite a while. Let's see where they disappear. Oh, that's not bad at all. Yeah, you can see them like the entire map. So if we do like the light rays, we can actually use them at this angle. And the shining on the like shining off of it, the reflection, will be a lot easier. So we would have a couple of these lights pointing at it, pointing down at it, and reflecting off and coming toward us. That inner part needs to be brighter, and I'm not sure why it's so dark, and I think it has to do with the grime layer or something. Oh, jeez. If you get to this point, if you're doing mouse and keyboard a lot, and you get to this point where looking around with the joystick, and it's got the mouse on there, if you select something, I already have something selected, so I don't have to worry about it, but select something, go in with the X button, go into any of these that changes numbers, and then immediately back out, and you have full control again. I was locked to where my joystick wouldn't move, and it had the mouse. So in case anyone's wondering how to get out of that, that's a quick little tip. But it's only for people who are like me, who do mouse and keyboard, as well as, you know, as well as doing the controller, because otherwise it shouldn't matter. But yeah, okay, so we've got this glowing. It's not exactly bright enough on the inside, and I'm not sure why. So I'm beginning to think that this has some kind of shading effect on it that we gotta change. Let's see. It's aluminum. Oh, we could change it off of that to something like aluminum bright light. Or something whiter, like a straight up this color yellow here. No. Okay, let's go to the aluminum white, the UNSC aluminum white, and see if that's shiny enough for what we're looking for. It's darker because it's got the shininess on it, but then it's not for some reason shining it. Where is it? Heavy white. There we go. I think that's like the lightest, whitest material in the game. So maybe we turn this off. I don't know. I'm at a loss here, but we'll figure that out as we go. To make that nice and glowy, we might need to go back to emissive and just put an emissive object inside of there and make it like a white or a yellowy kind of thing. Is there an object that breaks its textures and makes itself really dark for no reason? Because I think there are some objects like that, or some textures like that, like I was saying for this one, to where it would make, if we went to, no, because that's changing the texture, I want to do emissive. I don't know. It's really hard to find a good emissive one that's also dark in color. But yeah, we'll figure that out later. For now, a couple of lights like this, and a good, you know, coloring in here will do just fine. Because I want to move on to the next thing about this giant building. It's not finished yet. Where's an actual just straight up yellow, and see if that works. And then go with the reflection force on. Nah, that's not it. Oh well, it kind of, sort of is almost hitting the right slots, but we'll see. I think, excuse me, I think maybe we want to go darker here. Maybe it's too dark here, so it's not letting the, let's see, where was that really deep red? So that shines a red without being, you know, red on its own, you know what I mean? And then we can have more than one of these lights. And try that. Obviously the light rays would be changed, but we need to have more than one of these so that we can have lights all the way across the projected area. Let's see. Just pointing down at it at an angle that will reflect back toward the buildings. And then we go down here. I guess most people are going to think these are solar panels. And they're going to wonder why they're glowing. Who knows? Let's see, it's 400, but has a hard limit of 100 units. Yeah, that was just the last thing you said. Okay, I'm going to turn off these light rays because they're distracting. And they're making it very difficult to see just the glow, just the subtle glow. They're too much. And their intensity would probably be like 0.1 or something like that whenever we finally did it. To where it's a subtle thing, but we're just going to go with off. We're just going to go none for now and go back to just the glowing panels and see what that looks like. Yeah, it needs work. We'll figure that out as we go. What I do know, though, is that this panel, this area, just definitely needs to not be... There's too much stuff around it that stands out so weird to me. Like, this is clearly going to be, you know, an ONI building's, like, really dark, ominous, you know, coloring. So, it shouldn't be out here being all bright and colorful, and it's kind of distracting. Whoops, I should have done both of those at the same time. That would have saved some time. Okay, there we go. And then, this one can be more of a... Well, actually, let's go with a... I've been combining somewhat dark gray with black with the ONI buildings, and it seems to be working just fine. So that's what I'll probably do here. Sometimes I've been combining it with textures that come out black on their own and then recoloring them with a bit of blue. Oh, that actually looks cool. That's shining off the sunlight. The effect of the sunlight. Huh. Maybe we should make them glow bluish to be like it's blue hot. Like some metal materials like aluminum glows blue too under certain circumstances. I believe it's aluminum, but there's some metals that do that. Unless I'm thinking of a different metal. But yeah. It is looking cool, I'm not gonna lie, even if it doesn't look very ONI right now. Oh boy, I need a kill volume out here. I think I got rid of the kill volume out here, or we just never had one. And you can just hop right out and go out into the big team battle area. I just realized that might be a problem. We might need to fix that. But yeah. Okay, so here we go. Let's see. Yeah, I noticed that in 4v4 a little. Yeah, I didn't think about the fact that we're not falling to our death anymore from that railing. So, because we put rocks out here, so that's interesting. I was driving a Warthog around. Oh yeah, nice. Okay, now I need to figure out how to merge this into a larger structure, right? So an obvious idea would be to build very easily build a looming structure at the appropriate angles and just, you know, make it go back and touch those angles. You know what I mean? Like this, you know what I mean? And then it's just kind of like flat otherwise, and I don't know if I like that, so that's why I'm saying I could obviously just do this. Let's try and do more like this for a second so that it'll snap a little bit better. Like I could do something like this, where like it just comes up into a flat looming thing, and maybe that's the way to go, and just have this as a protrusion in the middle. What do you think? The other option is to try to angle, let's see. Oh, a good way to try this would be this. So angle something into here. What's up? What? Oh, yeah, almost done. Yeah. And snap it to there so that it's got either a continuation or like this where it's like it goes at one angle and then it shifts the angle. You know what I mean? We could do that. We could go a little bit tighter there and just sort of go like this. But yeah. I like the idea of giant ribbed cables or something. Maybe, but maybe not. Oh, giant ribbed cables, like a rib cage of maybe on the top of it. As soon as you said that, oh, hold on. You gave me that's a great idea. Let's go to pipes and get a 45-degree turn and switch our rotation to 45 degrees so we don't have to go so slow. That is a really cool idea. Okay, and are you thinking like this? And then repeating that? This is not probably the scale we want, maybe not the right spot. Gosh, my mom is calling again. I don't know what's up with her. She doesn't call this much usually, so that's kind of interesting. I'll find out what's going on. Okay, so if we repeated it as part of this big, ominous, scary structure, hold on, and then I will, and then I'll talk about, you said on the top afterwards. So now, so I'm gonna do this like the thing that made me pop into my head as soon as you said the first thing, and then I'm gonna go do the second thing you were talking about on top. Oh, did you mean on that thing or on this structure? Because what about that? Not literally that necessarily, maybe smaller so that they have a gap between them? Is that what you're thinking? Because that's actually a really cool idea in my opinion so far. On that structure. Okay, I said on this thing, like pipes going down it, or did you mean up on top of this? Because now I am confusing myself by flying around way too fast. And now I'm like, wait, which one did you mean on that structure? Because of the time delay. I'm going so fast, it's faster than YouTube can keep up. Let's see. There we go. The telescope thing. Yeah, okay, cool. Did you said on the top, do you like this? On the bottom instead? Or did you mean up top as in like on the bottom of the top portion? Like this anyway? Was this literally your idea? Cause that and then repeated to the other side would be pretty dope. Like a rib cage underneath a creature that's leaning over and looking straight down at you, or like the insect legs. Oh man, oh my gosh, it's, you know what it's looking like? It's looking like a shrimp looming over, or a crawfish. Not food, living. Like curling over and looking down at you with its legs there, but like in an ominous way, like it's way bigger than you and it's a kind of insectoid thing. Hey, you're the art guy, so whatever you think, because you could make anything look cool. I mean, I was thinking armor plating on top, so if we went with pipes to continue that, like crawfish, let's see, well, crawfish are more intimidating than shrimp, so maybe I'll pull up that. But like the crawfish legs curl up underneath of like this ominous thing staring down at you. That could be really freaking cool. And then the armor plating on top, or we could put the I think my music stopped. Let's turn the music back on. Or we could go with, if we did do the pipes on top, we could have that be a layer between the building and the outer shielding, which would make the armor shielding look like armor plating. Oh wait, I got rid of my chat. Here we go. So we could do a little bit of both, honestly. We could put some pipes down here and then some pipes up there. Actually, you know what would be cool? Pipes like this down here would be cool, but pipes doing... not necessarily these pipes, because if we repeat the exact same pipes, it might be weird, but we might actually just unify the image. But if we put pipes going this direction up top, it would look like a spine, you know what I mean? Like a, I know we're getting, I was like, it's not organic, right? Because we don't want an organic looking eye, and then I'm like, let's make the building look organic. But, so, like, okay. This kind of thing we could do on the outside. They can be just next to each other, but we could literally, or we could snap them like this. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna rotate it so it snaps at a slightly different angle, and snap it in there, and then go much sharper angle. Oh wow, that just basically brought it to a 90-degree angle of the original, so I gotta go a little bit back so it won't go inside of it. And then we could have, let's see, I was thinking the flat cylinder that has gaps that repeats. But what you're saying is cool, but giant cables attached to it could be cool. That's what I'm thinking. A spine with a cable down the middle. Yeah. Okay, so like a central spine coming down the middle, and then some pipes coming out of it that are smaller than it, and then armor plating on top of that to sort of protect the building from asteroids and radiation coming off of that right back to it, right? That'll deflect that radiation away because of the, you know, material it's made out of, so that it doesn't end up back inside the building, right? So we can combine several ideas. Let's see. Okay, what were you thinking about the spine down the middle? Do you have a... do you know the exact part that you were thinking of? Because you were saying... I was thinking that flat cylinder that has gaps that repeats. Is that an actual... Is that like one of the column pieces? I'm trying to remember which one that one is. So I wanna know which one you're talking about specifically, because that could be... Is it like this thing that you're talking about? Or is it... That is my daughter. In the background. Okay. Let's scale up the whole thing a bit to see what it would look like scaled. It's losing its definition because it's one of the dynamically scaling objects. Okay, so that's a cylinder, but there are structures, there's columns in here, and that one has the panels that you're talking about, I think. Maybe, is that what you're talking about? Because that would be really cool. And that one does lose it, but we can repeat it. We can actually just put it multiple times. Just any repeating piece that's just round. So it could look like a vertebrae or something. Oh, yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah. So something like, literally like a spine looking piece. Maybe this one needs something in between it to put a gap. Or they need to rotate by 5 degrees. Like this. Let's see, hold on. This feels very much like ONI is reverse engineering Forerunner tech at this point, because it feels a little, very organic, but it also feels like ONI at the same time, so it's like an organic version of ONI, which is starting to get into its own sort of visual, and that's cool. So something akin to this. I wonder if that is a different swatch from those two. I don't think it is. So I think that if we recolor it, unfortunately this part doesn't get taller, this base, which I was kind of hoping it would whenever we made it longer. Well, maybe it will if I make it more longer. Let's see. No, it doesn't. Oop, right. Doesn't undo scale right now. For half a second, I forgot that that was broken. Okay, so that looks cool. Let's see if there's another one that looks even cooler for it. Oh, wait a minute. What if we did this one square, but diamond? Right? Let's see, and then have circular pieces between those where they intersect, that the large round pieces... let's see, pieces there for the vertebrae. Yeah, like where the joint would be between the pieces. That sounds cool. I like that a lot. I was just thinking, what if we find, instead of making it round, to make it less organic but still organic looking, what if we did like a diamond-shaped spine? Not this one. I know this one dynamically scales. We're gonna have to find something that doesn't dynamically scale, because all these I thought the dynamically scaled ones would be the good ones to pick, but now that I actually pull them out, I'm like, they kind of lose their definition at this scale, so it's not really a good idea. But they're not the best part. But just to show what it would look like with a diamond column piece that is equally as imperfect as the round one. That would be cool with diamond-shaped vertebrae. Yeah, it would make it also look like sharp and like a spine, like a scary kind of sharp, like spine. It's not actually sharp, but because it's just a 90-degree angle. But it would feel more, I don't know, intimidating, like you know, ONI, I guess, to make it diamond-shaped, and then we could have something in between them that implies more of a, like a, let's see, if we wanted to find something good in between them that implies like a, I'm thinking like if we found a cylinder, right? Let's go back to the pipes and get a piece of pipe, right? Where's that one? It's literally called pipes, right? Yeah, pipes. And we get a, wow, these are, I made these tiny. If you just take a straight section of pipe, it's quite small compared to this building. So apparently I'm making this building quite, this spine up here very small. Oh, it's different on each side. Okay, you can't scale it down horizontally either. Okay, so what if we do the pipe cap and we duplicate it, we make 2 of them, and we flip one of them over. Whoops, I'm rotating by 5 degrees. Let's go 45 and rotate this way. There we go. So we do this, we snap them in the middle, and now we've got basically a hinge. And then we put the hinge in the middle of the 2 vertebrae, which maybe we could have lights shooting up from the base of the top, almost animated looking. That would be cool. Yeah, like coming off of the spine. Oh, I just about spit whenever I said that. Whoops. Okay, so basically, this is a terrible piece to use for this. But a squared off like diamond spine, or maybe something even more detailed like actual Forerunner piece that we could draw the natural, the more organic shape from, but still have it like kind of squared off. Let's see. But something akin to this maybe? And then we could have cables coming out of the middle of that, or something to that effect. What do you think of it looking like a hinge? Do you want it to look like a hinge, or do you think we should just have something that implies a spine's, you know, cartilage, or instead of being like, literally this building could fold out into a different shape, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's getting, if we imply it can fold out, it's getting a little bit hard to imagine it, you know what I mean, and it not looking like it's literally a transformer or something like that. So I'm thinking, like, maybe we need to imply this sort of idea of a spine. I'm going too literal with your translation, basically, is I think what I'm thinking. But if we wanted to do something squared, maybe more like a vertebrae and not a hinge IMO. Yeah, I agree. Okay. So if we did something like this, let's see, there is a piece here that's very tall that would work. This might be too much. Let me know if it looks terrible whenever we get there. But if we had it like, if we used Forerunner pieces but made them look human, and we surrounded them in, we used textures to make them look human, and we surrounded them in you know, like hoses, like pipes and hoses and things like that to make it look more UNSC, or rather ONI in this case. Let's see if I can snap that into a centerpiece and then move it forward, maybe? Well, close enough. And then we have an implied vertebrae. What do you think about that? We could even actually just put these 2 pieces together and they might imply a vertebrae, but a sort of vertebrae shape. And then we could use these gaps to run hoses through, like pipes. That'll attach into these horizontal ones. Let's put this by the building, so I can really show and envision it, basically. Okay, so if we've got, they're actually wires. Where are the wires section? Pipes, rubble, signs, tools. Let's see, wires. The cables, they don't have any curved cables except for the ones that are randomly curved, which might be cool, like a bunch of randomly curved cables in addition to these more straight pipes like running down them on the side. You know what I mean? Might be kind of cool. Would be cool for flying vehicles to fly around that. Yeah, exactly. Especially in the big team battle part. Like, we might have a soft kill zone and not let you go outside that area, but in the big team battle, whenever you get the flying vehicles, it would be cool to, like, fly around here and go after that. That's kind of what I was thinking about with this, by the way, as well, was that this allows you to create, like, if you're driving underneath this, you know, in Avalanche. In Avalanche, they have that large structure, and then they had the Hornets in there. Avalanche. In Avalanche, they had the Avalanche Halo. I keep forgetting that the internet is not entirely contextualized around Halo whenever I want it to be. Whenever I just want to Google search. So this structure here, if I can find a good image of it from underneath, but basically, or from the side with a flying vehicle. Actually, if I put Avalanche Wasp, I bet, not Wasp, Hornet. I just said Hornet a second ago, pretty sure. and knew what I was doing, but it probably will find an image of it. But anyway, it provides cover from hornets, where hornets have to duck down and go underneath to get around there. And we're not going to force you to duck down and go underneath, but what we would be forcing you to do is say, oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. We're forcing you to either fly over it and break your line of sight so you can't shoot the target anymore while they drive by, or you have to go underneath it if you want to keep your line of sight, and now people can grapple shot you. So this would be a good like little control zone for the hornets, I think. Wasps. They'd be wasps because it's Halo Infinite. But yeah. Oh man, this rotation is going to be hard to mimic over to the side. I just realized I'm going to have to like really mess with that. But anyway, so that would be there, and it'd be going off toward the middle. I don't want them to hit each other. They probably would, so I'd probably have to make the inner ones maybe be vertical. So I guess I don't need to mimic this exact one. Oh, I know exactly what to do. Yeah. Where is it? There we go. So if we move this over here, right? And we take this same, I know this is jumping around back to over here. We take this same effect, right? Let's see, should that arm thing have supports to the ground? Yeah, maybe going straight down to there. That would be a good idea. Yeah. I was doing it like Mustafar with a straight out support, but that might be a good idea to have it going down to the structure. I think that would make more sense. I was also thinking it would, actually, this might actually want to be moved out farther, because what if we did the spine going over and down and actually make a tunnel here and then have these coming out of that? And then they wouldn't have to be as long to reach out so far, and so they'd still be as close to the building, or the, the map. I don't know, what do you think? Or should we just do this and then have like supports coming down like that? Like a really basic support that I could throw down there would be something akin to this scaled up. Plus it would add geometry to the bottom that we can place, that we use play space for fixing metal. Yeah, it would. So wait, this way, and then this way is actually how I wanted it, and then scale up, and then connect it there, like that-ish. That is way too wide. Actually, I probably would connect it to the outer frame and not just that inner part, to be part of the framework of it rather than part of the hallway, the armored hallway implication. So something like this, theoretically, maybe even something like this where we could have like a little, you could go inside of it a little bit, like to have some vehicle play. Like that's how you get away from warthogs, especially because if a warthog tries to ram you and you run down here, they could get themselves thrown right out in space if they do it wrong. And then so this would be a really good hidey hole from vehicles in general, except for ghosts who would just boost at you and then stop and turn and then just have their way with you. So there'd be a lot of really cool vehicle interplay there, and we could bring it up to make it a little tighter so it's not quite so massive of an area to hide in. This map is going to be nuts, lol. Did you work on the 4v4 play space? Any updates? Not the play space. I mostly was doing this to art that building. That's what I was mainly thinking. And back here was part of the idea for that, so I just went with that. I just kept going. So that's going to mostly just be arted to be distant stuff before we release the initial one. Which, yeah, that'll be cool. But, I'm still thinking about how to make these things glow properly. But basically, what I was thinking with these, by the way, would be that, yeah, it looks incredible. Thanks, I appreciate that. So what if we turn this here, and we do this, and then we finally use this because it's more square, right? And we use this one on this side, and we stretch it out. I think this thing stretches out really nicely to have a big opening in the middle. Oh yeah, I like that, personally. And we stretch this out, and this side looks a little bit different because, it is different. It's angled differently. So we're going to end up leaning in on its angle, on its different angle, but making it very different, and it would actually be hugely stretched that way, but just to make that window big enough for our cooling fins. And, yeah, that's right. So that would be cool looking, I think. And we might actually even make these taller. And this one's fin taller. More akin to this. And delete this thing. And maybe a different angle, because it feels jumbled right now. I think that maybe this one would be maybe just vertical. Even though that would radiate back toward the building, we can just do a vertical one there. Like, logically, that would just radiate right back to the building, and that would be a bad idea. But yeah, looks incredible, especially those fins. I appreciate that. I also, so that it's like these big, tall things over there. And in the 4v4, you wouldn't really notice that that is actually a massive... It's not a structure, it's not like a tower. But then in the big team battle, you'd see that it's thin. And we'll make it glow like that one. And it'd be kind of cool. I think this needs to come down a bit. Or something. Because the way it's poking out. Maybe it just needs to get taller. So it touches up there. Because it feels a little off. Or shorter this way. There we go. And or shorter this way, I guess. Let's go down here and make it shorter in general so that it's centered. Yeah, that looks good. Doesn't poke up too far up there, and it makes this kind of like weird area up there. That's kind of cool looking. It's detached and stuff. I like that, but do you think that fin should look the same on the other side for visuals or not? Well, I think this one is... I'm going to copy the entire thing. This whole thing is going to be duplicated and rotated, what, 45 degrees? And put over here. Oop, I'm hitting a physical object of some kind. Yeah. And so because this one's going to be over here, if they're identical, then one fin is going to be poking into the other one. That's what I was thinking. I don't want them to... They'll hit each other. So I figure that that one will be another one of those there, and then more fins poking out that way. And that'll actually make it to where those fins will be seen from this pathway really well. And then these fins will be seen from... Whoa, where am I? From here really well. You know? So that'll be, yeah, a sort of mirrored structure that way. It might actually need to be more than 45 degrees. Yes, it does. It definitely needs to be more than 45 degrees. But yeah, no idea what it's supposed to do. So this fin is supposed to just be basically really cool skybox spaceship stuff, but also these fins are cooling systems. So in space, because there's no atmosphere to absorb your heat, because, you know, particles are rubbing against each other, your heat has to be dispersed through giant radiator fins. You missed my comment. Oh, really stuck on this puzzle. Oh, yeah, Ripshade said something right afterward, and then I knew that Ripshade had just said something. I don't know. Okay, yeah, I thought so, yeah, and then this puzzle. What puzzle is it? Sorry, now I understand what you're saying. You're not saying that you didn't understand the map. You're saying that. I think that one support on the left side needs flipped. It does. I mean, I was planning on doing 2 of these, so technically both of them are going to be like this, not just on the one side. So it should come out the same now. And then also over there. What's your puzzle? Do you have like screenshots or something? We could group think it. Unless you just want to solve it yourself. It's a puzzle with bridges, and you need to destroy a blocked path. Oh, okay. Okay, it's not wanting to snap to anything. You have to destroy a blocked path, and it's got bridges. So kind of like this in the end. But with the big arrays coming off it as well, but I have to do all sorts of rotations with those, and I don't want to worry about that right now. Right this second. So it'll look kind of like this out here. And, yeah. Let's see. Ah, yes. We'll just blowing our minds constantly. Nice. Do you have a screenshot of the bridges that we can figure out? So we can, like, try and help you figure it out? Unless you're like, nah, I want to figure it out myself. Because if that's the case, then that's fine. I'm curious now. Yeah, I really love that you said. That's for the, oh no! Why is it doing this? Stop. It's like floating me out into the distance. It does that sometimes. Imagine Forge not being in beta. So we don't have any of these weird bugs going on. Okay, so that's the rib cage if I center it to the column, which this column is actually centered currently. And then if I reflect it, this is not going to flip well. I'm going to have to flip each one of them individually. So, oh, nope, that's not what I want. Okay, duplicate, then snap it, I guess, into position. Then we'll flip it over. I think the rib piece, let's see, not without spoilers now. Oh yeah, and I do want to play it, so that's a good point. This is not wanting to snap to that piece. It's snapping to something else. What is it snapping to right now? That's so weird. Okay, well, how about this? How about we go up to, oh, is it the right angle? Yeah, it's at the right angle. Okay, we're gonna snap to here. There we go. Is it the right angle? It feels like it's off by like 5 degrees. But I didn't rotate by... Oh, I rotated by 30 degrees instead. Oh, gosh. I have no idea what I'm doing here then. Okay, I've got to completely redo it. Okay, let's see. I think the rib pieces may be too big. They need to be skinnier and have less attention on them, maybe. Yeah, I agree. They also are heavy attention because they're so dark and this is so light. So let's do a lighting shift on this. Let's turn this to... What was I doing for their walls? I did something special for their walls. USC metal panel. Oh, that's just the regular square walls. And then I was doing something special for special sections of the wall. I thought. USC trim paint. Maybe not? Oh, that's right. It's the grime layer. The grime layer is where the specialness is. So this just would be... we could just do panels, I think. I'll YouTube it. Okay, sounds good. It's pissing me off. Okay. I think the rib pieces may be too big. Yeah, maybe. No, I think you're right. I was going to do the rib pieces smaller anyway, and they're poking out too far now for the way that they were looking before. I was kind of trying to make them hug up against that there. So whenever I scale them down, it'll scale them down there, and that'll also create a gap between them, like a slight gap, which I think would be cool. And we'll see if the gap is cool. If it's not cool, then we'll put a third one on each section, and then that will make it, you know, look cool again. Let's see. We want UNSC wall. Let's see, metal panel, and then the grime layer wants to be not dirt flat, but it was. I think it was rubber. I think I did. I think I was doing the tech suit. Why is it? Wow, it jumped around a lot just now. Just go up to R. It's freaking out right whenever I get to where it is. Rubber tech suit A, I think it is. Let's take a look. Okay, let's come down here and see and take a look at this one. Rubber tech suit A, yes. Okay, so that's what I did for the grime layer, and that creates this like hexagonal effect on it. And then you go up to black. Let's see. It's like a hand holding the telescope. Well, it kind of is right now. The hand holding rubber now. Oh, it is, I guess. You're right. So let's see. Let's go with a, you know, big black rubber, obviously. You know, no. Let's just figure out what we're doing here. What are we doing here? Okay, so I would like to try that other hull piece, the banished hull plating? No. The banished... Where is it? Not that one. Metal hex? Oh, that was the wrong one. Yeah. Okay, floor panel, that's it. That's the one. And then make it black. Or dark, anyway. Because having these slightly different textures on it with the black, I think is really cool. And the idea was that they're getting pummeled by things like asteroid, and it's chipping away at the paint, and underneath the paint there is this hexagonal, you know, material layer. And and then let's see, King Kong is having fun. He's supposed to be smacking airplanes. Yes, exactly. Let's go to 0.2. Nope, that's probably too little. Let's go 0.3. And then we're going to get rid of the scratches, because ONI buildings don't scratch. Maybe 1. you know? And then, boy, that looks really gray. Oh, right, it's doing that thing. Okay, 0, and then go to black, and that should fix it. Okay. Okay. Nope, it still looks gray. Well, that's fine. It's a different material. It might be cool to have some slight gray stripes there. Now that's funny. Yeah. So it does. It's like the thumb and then like the 4 fingers. Yeah. No, I see it. I definitely see it. You're not alone on that one. Okay, let's scale this down. How much do we scale it down so that it's the exact right? I almost kind of just like this silvery kind of dark gray for these pipes, by the way. Like, that doesn't look bad at all. I don't know how to scale. Oh, wait, we can toggle. Here we go. Let's scale down by, let's try 1/4. So it's up by quarters. Is that even doing anything? Like, I know it's scaling, but is that limitation even doing anything, or do I need to go higher? I'll go back to normal. Like, where was it? There? I think that's normal size because we scaled by 1/4. Yeah, that looks like it's right. Or I could just delete this one and recreate it just to be 100% certain. And it will snap to the right spot. Okay, let's see. But yeah, okay, let's see. Okay, let's snap to 2s. No, 2s is too little. Let's go back to that. Ah! Okay, here we go. There we go. Okay. 4. I think that might be the right amount to get that gap closed up once we scale all of these down by 4. So that should get us exactly what we're going for if we're right. Yes, there we go. And then that, we can just copy that. And then, oh wait, let's see. Another straight one, actually. Nope, not that one. Let's just go to a basic straight one. Let's see, would be cool if the pipes were going through that middle hexagonal piece, and maybe the middle is open, and you can see it passing through. Huh. Yeah, let's see. Like, I think I know what you're talking about. Let me try that. Let me go to pipes, though, and grab a straight one real quick so I can not have to think about that anymore and clear it out of my head. Wait, this is what? I'm in panels? Pipes. Straight. And then we can just rotate that back and snap it. Oh, and I gotta go down by 4. Come on. Oh, it doesn't go any smaller. I can't do a straight one. Ah, that's so annoying. Okay, well, you know what I can do? I can do a T, and that would actually work just fine. T's scale down. So, whoop. That's, I think, right. And then something is the wrong angle. This, there we go. No, something is still the wrong angle. Nope, not scaling. Please bring it back. There we go. Something is rotated wrong. By 5 degrees? Is that right? This did not scale the same amount. Wait a minute, what's going on here? Did all of them do that? No. Is this right? Okay, this one just doesn't scale right, it looks like. Okay, I'm gonna have to scale it differently and figure out how to do it. But anyway, 5 degrees this way, I think, is the correct one, and then 5 degrees this way should work. And then that should line up and become a good pipe, but the scaling is off. So let's go to 2 and go there, maybe? Gosh, its snap points are also weird. Did I... Oh, I see what's going on. I think I know what's going on with the snapping. I need to rotate it this way because that pipe is rotated that way. I see, so the snap points aren't around the circle, correct? Gotcha, okay. And then this way needs to go... No, maybe a little bit better like that. It could just get bigger here, but I think we need to scale it down by 1 now. And it will match up perfectly. Okay, there. So now it kind of keeps going back and also has an attachment point there. Would be cool if the pipes were going through that middle hexagonal piece. Yes. So you're talking about like through there, and this is open to where you can see through. I think is what you're talking about. Yeah, it is weird. They scale weird. But I think you know what you're talking about. You're saying, I think, let's see, let's rotate by 45 degrees instead of, you know, 1. You're thinking like going through like this sort of, right? To where they're like, to where it's sort of like, and then you can see down into it somehow, or see up into it somehow, maybe? It's currently right up against the building, but we could move it forward to where you could look up through it and see pipes. And that would be cool. What do you think? I'm back. Cool. That's good to know. Let's see. Dumb puzzles. Yeah. Should I watch your YouTube video? Cause that would be spoilers. Okay, let's see. Yeah, but the middle is open, I think. The middle. Like there? Like from below here? Or... Oh, the gap between the two of them. Is that what you're saying? Like this, kind of? Is that what you're thinking? Like maybe if we... go like this. By object, slide it up. That is... Oh, you know what I'll do? That is where I would want to snap there, and then slide it up, because that'll line them up better for the visual this way. Vertically open from the top to bottom. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, you mean like, don't use one piece here, but use like a wall piece. I see what you're saying. I think I know what you're talking about. Like if I grab this wall piece, and I stuck it, and I rotated it this way. Let's reset its rotation so I'm not confused on which angle I'm looking at here. Go to 15 degrees and see if I can get this to the exact spot. You're talking about this sort of. If it'll line up correctly. And then, let's see. This way, I think, twice. And then this way once. And that should line up. Oop, wait, world. So not one that goes across, but a vertical one going straight down the middle. Yeah. And then scale it up a bit to actually line up with it. And then do the same thing on... Oop, I lost my piece. There we go. Oop, nope. There we go. And then 45 should get me there. And then snap there, and then delete the original one. And then we can, if we... Okay, I'm going to duplicate it and scale it because we can't undo scaling. Okay, yeah, this is one that is actually going to scale in the correct direction. So flip it over and bring it down. And we could theoretically still connect them horizontal like this, but I think you're right. Like if these are the horizontal ones, and then we have one vertical one going up the middle, that might be for the best. Yeah, I think you're right. And then we'd have, I think that's a great idea. But then I was thinking that we could do both, but now I'm thinking, like have a gap across the middle, and that's like a horizontal gap in the middle there as well. But I think it's better to do these as the horizontal on the sides, and then one middle one. And I think that these should be much smaller than the middle one. This middle one might be a regular sized pipe, which is good because we're going to be needing the straight one. And the straight one is refuses to scale, so like if we need this one, we can't scale it smaller, so because it has a minimum limit. But something like this, and then we go to here, make sure it's located at 1 to be centered for the map, and there we go. And we can scale it up just enough to where we still have our pipe ends, because I like the way that they look, but not enough to lose our pipe ends, but just enough to maybe connect into those pieces, like there. And then we can grab these two pieces and duplicate them like they are that wall and rotate them 45 degrees. No, 15. I think it was 15 degrees. There, that's the right angle. And then we can bring it down here and snap it right into here, right? There we go. Is that the correct angle? Yes, it is. And then there we go, and we can go like that, and like that. And I think that if these just magnet into each other, it won't be a problem. I don't think we'll be able to see that there's a gap there if we do it right. And I think that we might need to actually bring this over to here. Just snap that in. Actually, we'll snap it up here like we had it originally, and that'll make them, oh no, clip into each other in a smooth way. Let's see, kind of make it look like the telescope can slide up and down and forward. Oh, it kind of does, yeah. It looks like it rides on that like a rail. Yeah, no, you're right. Let's see. And then we gotta go, that's a really good point. Let's see if this will, yeah, it's snooping there. Okay, cool. So this would be it with that, and these pipes, I kind of like how they clip into it a little bit. There. I actually like it more than the smaller ones now. Maybe we shouldn't scale them down. What do you think? Should we scale them down or not? Another option is we scale this one down, and we scale this one down, and we leave the two big ones in the middle. And it'll kind of actually feel even more like a hand that way, maybe. But once we have two of them, it'll look like it's someone strangling it. You know? Double-sided, it'll be like there's two hands around it, like a neck. It'd be great. Let's see. Let's duplicate this one and bring it down. I think that as far as these are concerned... Oh, I do have to rotate it once. Let's see if this looks good. And then as far as this is concerned, I think if I just snap it to there, it will be the same location as the upper one, but I could be wrong. Mainly because I scaled that one, and then I snapped it to the one that was there, then I scaled down this one and snapped it to there, and then I scaled down that one and snapped it to this one. So that point right in the middle should be lining up between that one and this one. It is not. They are off. But yeah. Kong going ham, lol. Exactly. So... if we did that, let's see, what if this, okay, I got an idea about this part. So if this one, it also is kind of looking a bit like Darth Vader's helmet at the moment, I just realized. We got the coming out wider, the ventilation pipes, you know what I mean? It's a little bit Darth Vader. And I kind of like that about it. Let's see. So that, except let's also make it a little bit further in than the rest. I think my music just turned off. For shame, music. YouTube, come on. Okay, here we go. And then we're going to go in. Oop, nope. 5. There we go. And then go in so that it's, you know, maybe out. So we have our pipes, and then bring the other ones even farther out. Like our perimeter, our ridge. Like having that ridge there kind of looks like it's supposed to be connected in there, you know what I mean? And that's a cutout, rather than being just accidentally there. So then we bring these out farther, and these two would be, oh, this is going to be weird because they're different angles. Let's see. Love that we can laugh about it. Lol. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. It's always like in the midst of making something that it's like it's only halfway done, so it doesn't feel it's not quite right, but it sure has this weird funny effect on it right now. Let's see. I'm gonna go right up to the edge there, I think. Unless it looks a little better with more of it, more meat on it. But I think that if the smaller one is more in, the smaller ones are more in and the bigger ones are more out, I think that would be cool. But once they get out, they also are going to start, you know, touching each other, and like clipping into each other. Oh, that's not switch to mouse and keyboard yet. There we go. Okay, so we got to slide them away from each other as well, which is good because we scaled those down, so we have that gap to play with. And then we just got to find a good distance here. It has the pipe looking good. That looks good. Are you okay, Gwenny? Okay, let's see. There we go. Alrighty. And then this way. And come out about that much. Yeah. See, more meat on it, lol. Exactly. Okay, I'm done. Oh, I thought that as I said it. I thought the same thing. Okay, so that looks pretty cool. This needs to be moved out to line up with the lower one, I think. Maybe all of them need to be moved out. What do you think? Oh no, I forgot. Forgot to double check that I had switched to mouse and keyboard, and I just, ugh. Okay, back up, and then move it out again to there, I think. Let's see, where is this one? How did I do that? I don't know how to do that, so I don't know how to turn that back off. Oh, I hit Z. Z does that, okay. I don't ever do that in mouse and keyboard, so I was kind of thrown off. Let's see, so if this is moved... What is it doing? I'm trying to move on the X-axis. Oh, my tool looks like it's twisted. Okay, I see. I misunderstood what I was looking at. If this goes further this way, and this goes further out, and then it should be roughly lined up with the bottom one. Let's see, any reference that you could cook up that kind of looks like that? Maybe Bane's mask from Batman. Yeah, that's true too. That's true too. Yeah, that part actually does look more like Bane's mask, but I was thinking because of this, it kind of looks like Darth Vader's, like, the sides of his helmet. Which I still need to fix because that slope there is wrong. We need giant, like, triangle shapes here, not giant rectangles, so that I can get that going. But I don't think I have a black triangle right now. Wait, I do. Right here. That should work just fine. Okay. Object. So I can just make one real quick. Fix this, and we can really see what this building is looking like, because right now we can't exactly see. I'm gonna snap it to the middle. No, I need to... Okay. I snap it over here, and then extend it this way, and then... See, I had switched it to a... As you can see, this is a wall piece on its side, so it actually scales correctly, instead of grabbing a floor piece. So those floor pieces are actually angled wall pieces that I'm using, so I can avoid that annoying scaling issue. And they also scale back, so that was really convenient. Let's see, we can go even further, and then what we do is go up, and we can change how this angle looks. Oop. And obviously it's going to wrap around the outside of this building, possibly as much as our original, like this original inspiration. Where is it? This one. Possibly wrapping around in a similar way as this, where it doesn't really wrap around, but it's got these like jagged squares. We could maybe make some kind of observatory out the corner, or maybe something like this where it looks like they're looking down on you whenever you're walking around the outside of the base. Like something right there that looks like there's a window looking down as you go around the corner. That'd be kind of cool. I feel like that building definitely needs spotlights. Yeah, I agree. It might even need spotlights looming up at it, and then two of them coming down from up here. Like you were originally saying too earlier, and what I was actually also thinking was that we could, like, we were on the same page on that one. Lights is if we put some... I know I'm jumping all over the place with this, but you're getting half of the building done, so you can see what it's going to look like, and then I'm going to finish the other half. But let's see, UNSC lights. Where's the round? Okay, there's a... Which one is it that's like... This one. Spot, round, straight. Maybe that's a little too small. Puck round light. That is a cool looking light. It does look like something that ONI would use. And it's tiny, but it's not necessarily going to be tiny whenever it starts glowing, you know what I mean? It's going to feel big. Just having like two of these that are like spot, outer cone, let's see, inner cone to, let's say, 70. So that it feels like a spotlight. And then we turn on our cone down here. Ooh, wait. Oh, I flipped it over by accident. Oh, I was looking at the back? That's weird. Why was the back glowing in that weird way before? Oh, because it was set to... Okay, so that's interesting. If you have one of these, just as a little thing that's kind of cool, if you go up here to point light, it actually glows in the middle. So you could like set that up as a point light. That looks almost like a Forerunner kind of style light or something really cool in like a lab. Whereas this one, the other side, that's actually supposed to be the light. If you get a spotlight, it only lights up on this side, and it stops glowing on this side. So yeah, that's cool though. Okay, so we would want this to be... what's a good color for this? I'm thinking... ONI periwinkle. The thing I always go to for ONI. For their ONI sword base and everything. Okay, let's see what the casting lights length, we're gonna go to like 100, let's go 200. So it's nice and big. See how far down that goes. That very nearly touches the ground. Let's go to 240. I don't think 250, but 240? Maybe it is 250. And then rotate it into the middle. Nope. Into the middle of the map. Like that. Maybe they'll cross over each other a bit. And then rotate it down until we're like right... Oh wow, it'll be spotlighting the what do you call it? The overshields or invisibility? I forget which one it is. Overshields or invisibility right there. The power equipment. If we spotlight the down on there, it'll be kind of spotlighting the power equipment. We'll go to width. Let's see. I feel like that building definitely needs spotlights. Yes, exactly. That was the last thing you'd said still. Let's see. Width. We'll go 40, and it'll get really nice and wide. Actually, let's go all the way to 60 and just spotlight the entire room. But in a way, if they cross over in the middle, right on the power equipment, it'll be pretty interesting. This is the idea of the two of them, two spotlights instead of the one in the middle. And you tell me if you think this is the way to go. Let's see. I will snap this one into this one. And then, let's see. And then I get the x-axis value. Let's see. And I'm about to have to go. Let's see. And then turn it around and snap it in there again. That way it will be pointing the other direction. Wait, I went 180. Whoops. 90, right? No. Oh, I'm rotating on... That's so dumb. Okay, turn it around on the world axis. Oh, that's pointing totally wrong way. 90 was correct, I think. No? 45? Oh boy. I guess it was 45. No, why is it doing that? Okay. Rotate this way. 45. There we go. That's the way it goes. That's where we want it. And then we want to center the light there, and then we go up to its location, position, Control V. Oh, good. Yeah, it's in the exact spot. So I just got to do this. Negative, add 2, and it's in the exact same spot on the opposite side. And we have this double spotlight coming down into the middle. So this is what the UNSC command sees about this. They're like, yeah, we don't want to let ONI have their free reign of this stuff. They're kind of creepy. And this is what the underlings, the peons who are doing the actual mechanical stuff down here see, is boom, that. Why does it fade away when you're in the cone? Is that a thing? I didn't know that was a thing. Oh, I think... Wait, hold on. I think I know why it's doing that. I think it's because the light range is not as far as the cone range. I think the light range is still set to like 100. And I bet that that's making it to where whenever you're actually in it, it doesn't look right, you know? Light range, I think we gotta go... Let's go 250. Hit the ground. But that's sort of... Is it hitting the ground? Let's see. Maybe it's 300 we gotta go. Yeah, let the cones end there, but let the actual light... No? That's weird. I don't know what's going on here. Why they're fading away as soon as you run into them is unusual to me, and I don't like that at all. Is there a way to fix that? It's like as soon as you get close enough to... Are they too wide? Is it because their width is too high? Huh. Wait, if we're far enough down, will it do that? No, it's still doing it. Does it have to do with fade? Fade distance. Let's go to 0 here. And go to like 400 here and see if that does something. Oh yeah, that's better. It helped. It's not perfect. No, it's not. Never mind. That's weird. Oh, okay, so if you're looking horizontally, they appear, it looks like. But if you look up, they disappear. I don't know what's going on here. Anybody know what's going on here? What I might have to do is put, weirdly, 2 cones down low that mimic those cones, that if you're too far away from, they fade away, and if you get closer, they fade in. So that, like, I could do a fade distance thing where if you get closer to them, they fade in, but this is really weird, unless there's a way to just regularly fix this, because this seems really weird to me. If I go to object like source size and increase that, will that change it? No. If I go to a smaller size, will that change it? Nope. Okay, has nothing to do with source size. Shadow distance will turn down, even though everything is much far enough away for that anyway. No clue. No clue what's going on. If anybody knows what's happening, I would love to know. Clouds? Let's see. Let's see, let's go with fixture. You know, it might be cool actually. Okay, fan would make this like rotating sort of effect. There we go. Would make this sort of rotating effect. Let's look up here. There's one that's like blinds maybe. It creates these lines coming out, which would be kind of cool. Let's see. Caustic will make it move. Clouds make it move slowly. Craig will literally be Craig's face. A fan would be weird, but let's see. Galaxy. Great. No. Great grid. I feel like there's a cool one we can do to make it like really shine down here in a cool way. Rectangle. Round light is, let's see, searchlight. Square stripe noise. Or is that, what kind of noise is that? No clue. And turbine is cool, but it's way fast. UNSC is a UNSC logo. Work light. And that's the last one. Okay. I think I really liked, where is it? Where was it? Blinds. I really liked blinds, to be honest. I think that's pretty cool, and I think it'll be a nice little effect. It'll be like they're not, because you can't see what the lights look like up there, but you know what I mean? Why does it do this? I don't understand. If I make them not touch the ground, will it work? No, I tried that. That's right. Never mind. Like if I make them higher up, will that one not disappear because its fade distance isn't the same? No, it doesn't. That doesn't help at all. I don't think. I don't know what they're doing. I haven't tried to do this before. I don't know about you guys, but this is weird to me. I feel like they should still be more, you know, active whenever you look up at them. And it feels very weird that they fade away. I think I might have to put them farther away from each other and have them both angling in at different angles so that even if one of them fades away, at least the other one, like this, at least one of them will still be active so they don't look as dumb. But I feel like it's a little dumb that they disappear. I wish they would just be there. Or maybe I just have to bake lighting. Is that what it is? That I just have to bake lighting and it'll be like, lock them in place? I don't know. We'll see. Okay, well, let's mimic this across the other side so we can actually see what that looks like. And then, oh, what happened? I held, oh, there we go. And then flip it over, object, snap it here. Don't move by object right now. Let's see. And then we can find the X coordinate of this one. What the heck? Oh, there it goes. What? What's up? You need water? Oh, okay. I'll come get you some. I need to get going anyway. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Let's see. And then snap this to here. Okay. What? How did I get that? What is that? What is that? Text. You ever seen this? What did I turn on here? I have never seen this happen before. I am completely confused. And hopefully I didn't just like break the game. And that, because I've been, when was the last time I saved? We were in such a creative mode that I don't know that I've saved in a long time. I kind of need to do that. There we go. Oh, whoops. There we go. Duplicate. Flip it over. Bring it in here. No? Okay, I'm going to find... Wait, you almost did it. There it goes. Right there. And then we'll select that one, get that one's X coordinate. Oh, I think this one would be the same as the one above it, but... So I could have just hit paste. Let's see. And there we go. And then this one. And then we'll have the rib cage across both sides. What is that pop-up text? I'm so confused. I hit some kind of button wrong and ended up making it pop up apparently. I wonder if that's actually debug text from the internal build of the game that they accidentally left in the thing because it didn't matter, it was just the location of the object and it says normal or something. I actually don't know. Alright, so that's what it's looking like if we copy that over and mirror it. It does not feel exactly mirrored. Nothing is centered. How did that happen? It's almost like it was only supposed to go over by 1? Oh, no, sorry. 4 is 5 minus 1. Or that it wasn't supposed to go over... Whoops. Oh, jeez. Okay. Let's go back to the... What is it? 13.34? Oh, I'm supposed to reduce it by 2, not add 2. I'm so dumb. I forgot about that. I forgot the math. Yeah, I was supposed to go down by 2, not add 2. I was copying the other direction before. I think. Is that right? Yes, that looks like it's centered. Okay. That's what I did wrong. Okay. So now I gotta reduce by 4 because I added 2. Okay. That's much simpler. That's much appreciated how that solved that. Okay. Now we can see what it looks like from below. That is a lot of pipes, and it looked cool on one side, and maybe it'll look cool once we build out the rest of it around it, but maybe we need to scale them down again, even more so. Like those 2 that I left big in the middle, maybe not so big. You know? But it's definitely coming out looking really cool. And we would have, just as a example, some more out here that would be really thin armor plating. That would just be like this. Let's attach it to that one. And then bring it a little in. And attach it to that one, and then duplicate it, and tilt it. Wait, what am I doing here? Ah, that button. Camera, object, there. I don't know what I was thinking. Couldn't think about what button to use. Okay, snap it. And make this one much shorter. And then we would add like an angle to it, because this one is just flat. But we'd basically add like a sloping angle, and then go again, where it would be like this, but then like have a sloping angle right here. That would go actually this way. Let's see. That way? No, 15 degrees. That way. There we go. Like this, and then drastically reduce. Oh, it goes to that point. Right. Drastically reduce it after we get to the right spot. And there we go. And then, let's see. And then we go to here, bring it in to, what's this thickness? Let's see. Take that, put it there. And maybe have to snap it again, not sure. Nope, I just accidentally scaled it 2 directions by mistake. And I'm almost done. So something like this around the outside of that. And that's kind of what our building will start to look like. Obviously that's going to wrap around so the base won't look so thin compared to the top. It'll come off there and come this way and all sorts of stuff. So yeah. Alright, so that's what we'll do for today. I hope that number thing at the top doesn't mean I completely broke it and it didn't save anything, but who knows. But this is a pretty drastic improvement, I think, visually over what I was doing with the with your building before, Ripshade. I think it's significantly better than the way I was going to do it before. It's going to be very nice and looming and a really cool combo. Yeah, I'm liking this a lot. And I like how, like, the UNSC is like, yeah, bunker down, angle out, right? I broke the matrix, right? So, like, bunker down, angle out. And the ONI is like, okay, you go ahead and bunker down, angle out. We're going to watch you from above. And they just like, yeah, no, we're going to angle out going up and loom over you. And then this area would be pathable later. So now we're going to have, like, some cool cover up here that would actually make it, like, interesting. So that'll be kind of cool. I was also thinking about wrapping this around to the front a little bit. But we'll talk about that later, because I gotta get going. But this is a massive, massive growth of what was going on before here. And by the end of the day, I've got to get some of my kids have to have 1 more week of school. So my kids have to do that. And yeah, it'll be cool. Yeah. To see that from over here is also really cool. I'm gonna die. Okay, yeah. Alright, yeah. So I gotta get going. I will catch you guys later. But that was a very productive stream, I would say. Yeah, okay, later. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Later.